Hari Om. Many a times while studying Bhagavad Gita, we get answers to very simple, basic, fundamental questions in sadhana, and also very lofty level, philosophically pretty esoteric answers at the same time. In general, if we look at the Hinduism, and when we look around in our own, with our own kith and kin back home in India or any other place where the Hindus are there, who are introduced to Hindu culture or way of life, what do we see when we talk to them? You see somebody says that, what is there in the world? There's nothing in this world. Kya leke aaye ho, kya leke jaoge? Those thoughts are framed by even the shopkeeper in the shop. Then somebody would say that, no, you know what Arjuna was told by Krishna? Yuddha kar, yuddhasva, tasmat yuddhasva. Then somebody would say that, what is that you're going to earn? By doing all this, ultimately, what are you going to take with you? Accept whatever comes to you. Then somebody comes and says that, look, it is only the prarabdha that plays the picture. Then somebody comes and says that, no, swaprayatna yatnya iti devaha. You find all kind of contradicting thoughts in the general population as well as in the bosom of our own mind. We are terribly confused about certain things of Hinduism, that should I be doing the karma or not? Because nahi kashit kshanam api jatu, not even a moment goes without karma, the Bhagavad Gita says. Then it says, please do the karma. Then it says, don't get entangled in the karma. Then it says, do the karma, but don't expect the fruit of karma. Then it says, for the jnani, there is no karma. Where is the question of fruit in that karma? Then it says, if you either leave the fruit of the karma or leave the doership of the karma, what do I do? Where do I start? Where exactly is my sadhana? They say, I should be working every day in the office because I have a grahast, I'm a grahast, I have duties towards my family. But it says, when you do the karma, there is no phalam. All the people in the family are supposed to suffer or enjoy according to their prarabdha. Why you are bothered about it? Then it is said that you must take care of your parents and see that they are in comfort and everything. And it is says that it is the prarabdha of the parents that will happen, whatever will happen to them. On the front facade, the canvas of Hinduism, because of lack of proper understanding, enormous amount of confusion is galloring. And when an outsider then comes and asks, I don't understand how you respect your cow, but there is so much dirt in the house, but you behave in a completely contradictory manner than what is told in your scriptures. But your scripture prompts you to go for fight and warring and only fighting. A country like Russia bans Bhagavad Gita because it promotes war. Nobody is there to explain them what it promotes. Is Bhagavad Gita a compendium of war? Is it a war manual? But yes, that is what the conclusion came in Russia, to the extent of banning the Grantha. Now, in this backdrop, in this confusion, as a Hindu, a practicing Hindu, who wants to really take the essence of Hinduism in stride, so that his sadhana starts in the right earnest, Imagine you are thrown into a school on the very first day. You don't know which class to sit in. First, second, third, this side, science, commerce. You don't know anything. But yes, it is a school. Suddenly, the new boy finds that some children are playing in the ground. That is a physical training class. So he realizes, oh, it is the physical training that is important. Then some people go into the classroom and start studying mathematics. Oh, it is the mathematics that is. The whole confusion comes into the child's mind because no systematic explanation of the schooling has been told to him. So the syllabus structure of the sadhana, if it is explained properly, then the child understands, no, I have to start from the LKG, then the first standard, then second, then primary, then secondary school. And who will give us this syllabus? Who will explain this entire structure? That is why God sends people like Gurudeva to us. In fact, he has used this schooling example only in the explanation of this particular chapter. Karma, apparently we have studied, because when we go to the next chapter, it is generally declared that I have studied the first 4 chapters. To what extent it has seeped in is a different question. But presuming that we have at least understood it as a paroksha jnana, last 2 chapters have already confused the best disciple Arjuna. So for my confusion, it's not a surprise. In fact, if you're not confused, that is a surprise. Because confusion means there are 2 streams of thoughts. Not knowing what is right, what is wrong, where it is going. That itself means thinking has started. A person who doesn't think can never get confused because there's nothing left for confusion. Now that it has come to confusion, we have go to fusion. How do you remove the con from the fusion? By understanding it precisely. What is the confusion? The confusion is Vyamishreneva. Partha says, a lot of things you are confusing, you are mixing. Vyamishren. Lord, I know you know everything. You are mixing too many things. Look, my problem, I will tell you, you give me the correct answer. So first thing is not to know what the answer Bhagavan has given. First thing is to know what the question Arjuna has asked. First, you align your thought process with the confusion of Arjuna, with the questions of Arjuna. Then Lord's answer will make much more sense. And in this process of aligning ourselves, the person who is going to hold our finger and take us towards that alignment is Gurudeva's explanation. That is how we read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a path to be traded with the light of only and only people like Gurudeva. Otherwise, in the darkness, you will be in the abysses of the whole track, and at the end, nothing will come in hand because the darkness will prevail. What is the question that is coming to Arjuna's mind? Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janadana. You only said, Bhagavan, that jnanam is superior to karma. Then when you have already told me what is superior, why you are putting me into inferior? Tata kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. You say PhD is the best qualification. Then why you are putting me in first standard? This is the question of Arjuna. And what Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, unless first standard is attained and you move to second and to third, PhD cannot be obtained. Then the second question and the confusion is coming in the mind. Oh, that means first, second standard is an alternate to PhD or not? The Bhagavan is saying, no, it is not an alternate. These are 2 separate things. I completed 7th standard, so I am a PhD. No. 7th standard completion is required to move towards PhD, but PhD is not 7th standard. karma is needed to move towards jnanam, but karma cannot give jnanam. In fact, if we want to really complicate it technically, then this is a very old debate of Purva Paksha and Siddhanta Paksha in the entire Upanishadic literature, known by the name Samuchayavad. Can karma and jnana be combined, or are they complementary to each other, running parallel, or first karma, then jnanam, krama samuchaya? So is it sama samuchaya or krama samuchaya? Serial or parallel? This is the seed of confusion of Partha. Why? Because Partha is the best archer. He wants to focus directly on the bull's eye. Tell me what is best and I will have it. So he wants to know if jnanam is the best. Kim karmani ghore mam niyojasi? Why are you putting me in the karma? And Lord also has given slightly confusing answers. On one side, he says, Nai kaschid khanam jatu api. You cannot stay without karma. That means I have to be in karma. At the same time, Lord says, karma cannot give you anything. It is jnanam, sankhya. Then he says that for the jnani, there is no karma. If there is nobody can be without karma, then how the jnani can be without karma? And is jnani without karma phalam or without karma itself? See, think. This is where the thinking has to start. Karma done without the apeksha of phalam, or karma itself is not done. If karma itself is not done, the person has to be dead. But for jnani, there is no karma. And to add to the confusion, there is a state where there is no jnani, no karma. Enough of confusion. So first thing first, there is a state where there is only karma to be done compulsorily. 2, you can reach to the next stage where the stage has a karma, but it is not performed as a karma because the eligible conditions are not met. Such a person is called jnani. For the karma to take place, 5 things are required as told in 18th adhyaya. But reducing those 5, what is a must for a karma? For a karma, there has to be a doer. Without doer, how can you have karma? There has to be a doer. All right. A doer is present. I am present, but I am doing nothing. No. There has to be an motivated action. So, doer, doing, sentence is not complete. Doer doing a thing. A thing. What it means? The 3 important things of jnata, jneya, jnana. Triputi. The tripartite arrangement has to be there, otherwise karma doesn't take place. I blew the air to extinguish the wick of the lamp. I, doer, blew the air, karman, for the sake of blowing away the lamp. Now the karma is complete. Now, in case of jnani, the karma is not possible. Why? Where is the I? If the I is existing, he cannot be a jnani. Jnani means itself that I is not existing. Now, if I is not existing and a jnani is scratching his beard, what about that karma? The scratching of beard is happening, but it is not karma. How it is possible that the action is taking place, but it is not karma? Because it is not fulfilling the eligible criteria. Take example of Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. What is he doing? He is doing everything. Everything in this world is done by him. Then is he not doing the karma? No. Why? Because he himself says that I am into everything, but I am not into anything. Hum sab ma, sab hami ma, hum hai bahuri akela. Then if it is not karma, what it is? It is leela. Bhagavan's karma is leela. Why it is called specifically leela? Doer is not there. Ahankara rahitya, asmita vinasha. It is a fire without somebody lighting the fire. So that is a state in which karma will not exist because doership is not there. Then what is Atmavan? Atmavan, the way Bhagavan is a state where even the awareness that the jnanam is existing is not there. A jnani knows he is not a doer, but understands that the action is happening. Atmavan is not even aware of what is happening because things are happening in him. And you know, the classical example we can take, this Adhyaya gives us a very good glimpse about the relationship between Tapon Maharaj and our own Swamiji. There was a philosophical fight between the two about what should Chinmaya do after realization. Read the biography carefully. We all know that Tapon Maharaj was not keen that Swamiji should get involved into worldly activities, including this yogi, the yajna that he was doing. It's very surprising. Why a jnani would say that? And to another jnani, karma sannyas of a sankhya, of a jnani, the burning example of that is Tapon Maharaj. The sadhu who wrote only 12 letters in his life and stopped after 12th, and all 12 letters relating to philosophical discussions, but that also he stopped because, no, this will again put me into more karma. Knowing fully well that none of the karma was attaching to him, yet he was averse to conducting the karma. So, happy at Uttarkashi and Gangotri. Ahara Nidra. Bhayamaithunam doesn't exist. And then comes a disciple full of activity. Again, no doership. When we see this, this is where the secret of Karma Yoga lies. That is why the masterly exposition at the introduction of this chapter given by Swamiji is not because he read from 10 books like us and then trying to give the best opinion. It came from the experience of his bosom. A Jivan Mukta is speaking. The word comes like a fire. And what has he given there? He understood. Because from the no action, tamasika pravrutti, to desireless action, and then absence of desire. All the stages were seen, experienced by Gurudeva in his lifetime, in his sadhana time, not lifetime. Gurudeva came for the last birth. He came here with the thesis in the hand, only to be signed by the principal, Tapovan Maharaj-ji, that yes, thesis is accepted. But when did he do his schooling? Way back in the previous births. That is why the kaleidoscope of his own journey, which he was able to visualize from umpteen births and juxtaposing it against the whole universe, he was able to give from the experienced side the interpretation. That is why the weight that is there for Swamiji's dialogue, his writing, is not coming because of only the eloquence in English. It is completely pregnant, impregnated with self-experience. What is he saying? He is saying karma, the way it is, 99.999 would be doing karma of desire-based activities. Show me a person who doesn't have a desire. It might take a couple of years to find one. Bhagavan himself says, Arjuna, after many births, one few amongst them, लाखों ही मुसाफिर चलते हैं, मंजिल पे पहुंचते हैं एक दो. One Sufi says, thousands walk, only one reaches the Mount Everest. So desireless is what is common with a desire. Example, myself. We all are full of desires. So there is a desire, there is an activity. There is a desire, there is an activity. No way out, sir. That is what precisely the dialogue is going on. Gurudeva has actually, with a fine dissection, anatomical precision, he has directly caught hold of the nerve. What is he saying? The one who has a desire-prompted activities has Rajoguna. So the first thing is to get out of the slumber. And what is the slumber? The slumber is laziness or acceptance of the fate. Why are you not studying? It is up to Lord to make me study. Why are you not working hard? I am happy, relaxing, eating and sleeping. Mind well, the prayers made by, if you read carefully the biographical sketch of Swami Vivekananda and his speeches, we will find that all his speeches were directed against those who were teaching Sattva-guna. He said, stop it. Right now, my country requires Rajoguna. Read his speeches. Because we are embedded in Tamoguna. A Tamoguni cannot become a Sattva-guni. First, he has to be shaken up under the supremacy of colonial rule. For few hundred years, we have been subjugated to serfdom. Like a slave, the whole generation of India was in darkness. He wanted to shake them out of that slumber, shake them out of Tamoguna, and that is what we also need to do. Ask anybody, what do you want after making a lot of money in your life and this? I want to relax. Comfortably sit. Only eat and sleep. That means we all intend to go for Tamoguna. Fee upon us. All this exercise which we are doing is out of compulsion. The Rajoguna that we are exhibiting, going to the office, doing this, all this to make money is Rajoguna, sir. And this Rajoguna is basically supposed to put you towards Sattva-guna. We have to go forward, not backward. And what is our aim? Backward. What is the aim? Relax. I want to sleep today. Tomorrow is holiday. I want to sleep till 9 o'clock. No agenda for me, only eating. Maybe we'll make something and again I will sleep in the afternoon. Sir, you are planning for the Tamoguna. So all our activities of Rajoguna are there to go back to Tamoguna. Gurudeva is telling something completely different. What Gurudeva is saying is, First, get out of tamoguna, get out of the slumber by desire less activities. Activities full of desire. I want to earn, I want to do this, I want to have enjoy that. Let it be there, let it burn in your bosom. Why? Then only you will start getting up early in the morning. Why a person will get up early in the morning if he doesn't have a job? So first, activities full of desires. All right. Then what? How do you recognize a desire-full activity? All activities that are meant for self or desireful activities. I want to go to the work. For what? To earn money for myself. I want to run and make my body fast for myself. I have to see to it that my child goes to the best, because why? It is my child. I want to have a beautiful bungalow. Why? Because I stay there. Myself, self-centered activities propelled by desire are called desireful activities. So that is the first stage. So we came from darkness, slumber to this first stage, desireful activities centered on self. Then what? Then some satsang, some guru, some good friend, some good vichara tells me that, oh, only I cannot be earning. I have to also give back sahayajna. Now the yajna concept comes in. Yajna means again desire activity, but for others. Now I want to earn money to donate, charity, helping others, looking after others, distributing love and affection for others, even suffering for others' sake, doing seva. What is this? This is again desire-prompted activities, but not for self. So what is this stage? Now the Rajoguna is getting converted into Sattva Guna. How do you recognize it? In Rajoguna, you want all the comfort, the best clothes, the best car. It is all because self-centered. When the Rajoguna is moving towards Sattva Guna, then you say that, what is there in the cloth? I shall continue to work. What is there in the car? All I need is to help others. There is nothing bad in this world. Maybe he is angry with me. All right. No need to be angry with anybody. These are all Sattva Guna qualities that start coming in us. Why this process of Tamoguna to Rajoguna, Rajoguna to Sattva Guna, and then when the self goes down, 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 and for others you keep working more, Sattva Guna becomes more. This process itself is called dissolution of ego. And dissolution of ego is nothing else but Chitta Shuddhi. Once this is obtained, till this is obtained, karma is extremely important for us because I am in the field of karma. Study is extremely important till the time I am in the university. What I did in that university is I was in Tamoguna, not attending the school at all. Then I came in Rajoguna, started attending the school. Then I slowly started passing the standards and moved upwards. I went to the college, moving towards Sattva Guna. And then I obtained the PhD. That means no study is left. That means now everything is full of Sattva Guna. Then what is the next step? Now I am able to implement the knowledge of my PhD for the work that I am supposed to undertake. This work after Sattva Guna is the meditation. Post-degree work is meditation. So meditation cannot be done unless degree is there. Degree means full Sattva Guna in full blast. The question comes, how do I know when I'm going to do for meditation, etc.? How do I know when my Sattva Guna is complete? Sir, there is no need for you. There are independent examiners. A person who has already reached up to the PhD in the past birth, when he gets again born in this birth, He is born as Balakrishna Menon, but he leaves everything, starts moving northwards, and ultimately goes to Himalayas in less than 10 years period. How did it happen? Thousands of young people in Delhi, millions of them. Only one Balakrishna Menon went to become Chinmaya. Others did not. Why the difference? Because the PhD was done almost complete in the last birth. So in the kaleidoscope, two things need to be seen. One, sometimes we get depressed that, how much progress spiritually I have to make, but I am nowhere. Don't get desperate about anything. Why? It is a process. The very fact that you have come to satsang itself means that the last birth we have already done some punya karma. Yes, but you cannot sit on the laurels. I passed 4 standards, so you cannot just sit there. You have to work for the 5th standard. And how do I go about it? Very simple. Check back the activities. Activities means karma. Check the karma. If the karma is desire prompted, you are in Rajoguna. If the desire is for helping others, then Rajoguna is getting converted into Sattvaguna. And when Sattvaguna goes up, the Sattvaguna itself propels you forward. Yogaha yogena pravrittate. In Patanjali Maharaj's Sutra, he says, yoga itself propels yoga forward. Meaning what? The one who has completed primary school will definitely inquire for the admission to the secondary school automatically. There is no question of then you doing anything. It is the nature will prompt you. Swabhava will prompt you. Swadharma will prompt you. That is what Swabhava and Swadharma is. Swabhava and Swadharma is checking back the standard that you belong to. You belong to 4th standard. Don't study 8th standard. That's not your Swabhava. You are in 4th, study 5th. And for that assessment, Sankhya philosophy has given us this technique of finding out which guna is dominating. And not very difficult to find out, sir. What time you get up? I sometimes 7, sometimes 6. Friday I got little early. Okay. Sir, you are still in Tamoguna. How many hours do you study? Just before, just like, almost when somebody else is speaking, in that time only, I just quickly go through everything. Some of us might be also doing that. No, I don't go through anything. I just listen to them. Tamoguna, sir. Why? Why not previous evening? Why even with breakfast? Why not previous evening? Sitting. Yes, today, right now, I want to study 1 hour, tomorrow's program. And not only study for what? To tell others no. To affect my thinking. Sattva guna prompted activity. You're driving on the street and you suddenly see that there is a bird lying on the floor. Perhaps he needs water. Even if you don't get down because of the traffic to give the water, it should strike the chord of compassion in me. If it does, Sattva guna, sir. I must be knowing all the knowledge so that I can impress everybody in the Friday class so that everybody says, what knowledge he has. Tamoguna, sir. I want to study so that I can share. Gurudeva also came down after his first sojourn at Uttarkashi. He came back to meet his older fellow disciples at Shivananda Ashram. And he was bubbling with enthusiasm because he had studied Upanishada. He wanted to tell everybody, how beautiful Upanishada is. That is called viryam. That is called enthusiasm. Not to show the superiority. But under the able guidance of Gurudeva, I have understood this. Let me share it with my friends, with my fellow sadhaka. That should be the attitude, sattvic attitude. I want to eat very light, fresh, natural food, which does not involve any of the killing, sattva guna. The thought process Himanshuji spoke today, gave up happiness. Why? We were missing him. Our own colleague was missing. The camaraderie has to be so strong. We all going to hand in hand, we are walking together. Sattva guna has to be an ascendancy. That is how two major aspects have been dealt in this. Jnana karma, are they opposed to each other? Are they complementary to each other? They run serially or parallelly? All these questions have been answered here, and that is why Gurudeva is the only person who has authority to say something about Vedas. We cannot even think of it. Gurudeva has found out a weakness in Vedas. That is called adhikar. Swami Vivekananda criticized Shankaracharya. You read his biography, read his speeches. At one point, he was not disrespecting him, but he criticized him. Can you and me do that? It requires adhikar. Let me read you Gurudeva's statement. There is a missing link in Vedas. What authority, what power? Only Gurudeva can say that. There is a missing link in Vedas between karma yoga and pure meditation, which Gita fulfills. This is called understanding of Gita. The one who is at the top of the Mount Everest can see everything. Gurudeva is there. The one who is at the bottom cannot know the width and the depth both. Gambhirata cannot be known. And that is why Arjuna is asking, opening itself with the question, Sannyasa karmana Krishna punar yogam shasamshasi. Abhi, right now you spoke about sannyasa. Again you're talking of karma yoga. And he is so great, Arjuna is asking Krishna, Bhagavan, you do sunishitam. Make your decision. Who is asking whom? See, look at the absurdity. Nishchitata is functioning of buddhi, right? One who has transcended buddhi, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, to him Partha is asking, Sunishitam tanme bruhi. Tell me what you first you finalize and you tell me. What an audacity to ask a question to Bhagavan. But that happens when your friend, Sakha, he himself is convinced about the question. According to Arjuna, my question is very genuine, which is actually absurdity in the eyes of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. But with that confidence, he is saying, Yat Shreyam etayoho ekam tan me bruhi sunishitam. You decide first and then tell me. Will ever Bhagavan speak without deciding? Has he ever spoken without deciding? Does he need to decide? Does he need to use buddhi when his buddhi pare? But that is what a confused sadhak or student is. That is why Partha is our representation. And in that, when he's asking for Sunishitam, then Bhagavan also is not a small thing. He is also a guru. So what he is saying? Sannyasaha karma yogasya nishreyas. See the first line. Bhagavan is a googly master. First line is saying that renunciation of action and yoga of action both lead to bliss. Now confusion was, karma alone cannot give jnanam. Here he is saying karma is also nishreyasa. So does that mean I can take only karma, forget about jnana? I kept doing karma and I got jnanam, or I got atma, I became atmavan. Can that happen? No. Then why did he say nishreyasa? And not only that, he's also adding a little bit of spice to that statement, saying tayoho asti karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Now this is something really, really confusing bowling by Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He says jnanam is very, very superior. Why? Because regarding jnanam, he has already mentioned at one point that sarvam karmam akhilam partham jnanam parisamapyate. The logical culmination of karma is jnana. So antim state is jnana. Here he is saying between the two, karma yoga vishishyate. That means Bhagavan is saying that karma is inferior to jnana, but karma is the best. How can inferior be the best? Now, this confusion, even if you read Sridhar Swami's commentary, Madhvacharya's commentary, Madhusudan Saraswati's commentary, Shankaracharya's commentary, Gambhirananda's commentary, very few places this question is answered. And Gurudev has answered it right on spot, where he says that it has to be taken in a relative terms. Why relative terms? From the clay, gold ore. The gold is in the form of ore in the land. First, you have to extract the gold and then purify it in the 999 form. So purification is the next stage. First is to take the gold from the clay or from the sand or whatever that iron ore is there, but the gold ore is there. Extracting the gold from the clay is first step. And then that impure gold to be purified is next stage. So the first stage of taking the gold from the clay and sifting it out is called karma yoga. Then that gold, when it is purified to its ultimate purity 999, that is jnana yoga. Between the two, purification is of course the superior most, but karma yoga visheshyate is said in the sense that the real beauty lies in taking out this gold from the clay, because it is far more clumsier process. A person who is a postgraduate becomes PhD is definitely the logical culmination. But the difficult part is an uneducated person going into first standard and reaching the 10th standard or the graduation. In that relative sense, karma yoga vishishyate. That doesn't mean jnana is inferior or similar to karma. Karma has different goal, jnana has different goal. Why karma and jnana cannot be combined? There is a tremendous amount of debate in Madhusudan Saraswati Maharaj's commentary, and for the 5th Adhyaya, he has spent a lot of time on this debate, Purva Paksha, Siddhanta Paksha, etc. What is the gist of that debate? First, the goal of karma is chitta shuddhi, goal of jnana is ajnana nash. So they two cannot be combined. I did best possible karma. You will get the best possible result. What is it? Chitta shuddhi. Arohanam, or after chitta shuddhi, you go towards jnanam. So karma is meant for chitta shuddhi. Only by karma, only by chitta shuddhi, you cannot get jnanam. For jnanam, there has to be a specific exercise done after jnanam. That is why goal of jnana, dheya of jnana is ajnana nash. Dheya of karma is chitta shuddhi. That is one. When you do karma, there has to be a bhed available. Me, the action and the procedure of action has to be there. If this bheda is not there, triputi bheda is a must for karma. What about jnana? Triputi is not required. In fact, when the triputi is over, the jnana starts. That is why karma and jnana are serially arranged. First karma, then jnana, serial arrangement, but not karmam and jnanam parallelly. So that is why it is not eka samuchayavad, but krama samuchayavad. That is the gist of the discussion for the 2 shlokas as well as the opening remark. What is the importance of all this for me? All this philosophical discussion, what is in it? In fact, this is so practical for us. Gurudev made this whole thing very simple. And what is this progression by Gurudeva? Desire prompted activities with selfishness. Second stage, desire prompted activities without selfishness. Third thing, desireless activities. Fourth thing, a stage where there is no knowledge of whether it is desire, whether it is activity. You're done. If you look into Upanishads on this aspect of this karma, jnana, etc., they've given the example of Darsha Puran Mas Yajna, in which there are two activities, Prayaja and Avaghata. What is Prayaja? You are supposed to give rice into the Yajna. But this rice should be taken by Avaghata, means by pounding with a pestle. Now, pounding with the pestle, it removes the husk from the rice and the rice is taken out of it. So this is done first. Then the rice is given into the yajna by prayaja. This example is taken for karma jnana. Karma is pounding to remove the husk, chitta shuddhi. After the rice has come out, then doing the oblation to the yajna, prayaja, is jnanam. So all pounding of husk leads to the rice, which ultimately goes into fire. So sarvam karmam akhilam partham jnanam jnane parisamapyate, jnane saptami, jnane, in the jnana parisamapyate. So I have to find out, as far as karma is concerned, where do I stand? I stand at the desire prompted activities. That is why we are here. In desire prompted activities, there are two classes, the bad class and the good class. What is my activity? I am doing everything for me, my, me, my, I. If that is the case, it is bad activity, bad desire prompted activity. Now I have to go for good desire prompted activity. Good desire prompted activities, I shall do everything where for me there is nothing much. My food, my sleeping, enough. Rest, others. How much can I make other people happy surrounding me? Maybe our sphere of influence is very small. This is Gandhiji's Karma Yoga. Think how many smiles you brought on how many faces. That is where the ego will start dissolving. So desireful but not self-centric activities will help in reducing the ego. That will create sattva guna, and sattva guna will prompt us into shastradhyayana. So this is the process that is explained in the beginning of this chapter with, of course, the able guidance from Gurudeva. Hari Om.